rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My family's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Maybe if I turn the microphone on and stop acting like a newbie, maybe, yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's #1 Chief Rock Knicks University, main man, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the premier Knicks in the Nighttime joint, the Knicks at Night podcast. Salute to everyone watching us on X. Salute to everyone watching us on YouTube. Salute to everyone watching us live and replay gang. Salute. Tori B is in the building. Salute, Tori B. What's good?
What's good, huh?
Man, it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Yeah, you are a newbie. I just want to point that out. You've been going so long.
I feel like that.
Glad you're feeling better, man.
Yeah, I feel like my voice still trying to go, though. My voice still trying to, you know what I'm saying? But somebody looked out for me. They bought me some hot tea. So hopefully this will get me through.
Shout out to the smoker. Shout out to the smoker.
Shout out.
Saving lives, 1 cup of tea at a time.
1 cup of tea at a time. Dad, you act like you know this. You act like you know the game. Tori B know the game. She know what it is. Hey, Tori B know what it is. Yeah, man. Hey, so what do you think about the game tonight?
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I was checking in and out of it. Like it was a blowout pretty much from the beginning. So I was at work, so I was focused more on work than I was the TV for a change.
Right. I ain't gonna lie to you tonight.
But you know, it was good to see the fellas, you know, playing well, but they not gonna fool me. They're just not. They not fooling me.
Yo, Raphael is in the building. Salute, my guy. Raphael was good. Jay Davis is in the building. Allah Wise is in the building. Salute. Man, salute to everybody that's watching and not commenting. Also, man, want to show y'all love too. We know y'all out there. Right? Salute. Hey, Tori B, you know what? The Knicks played Cleveland and I was sick. The Knicks looked sick. I bounced back. And the Knicks bounced back against the Bucks.
All right. I mean, it's the Bucks, though. They don't play no defense.
They so soft. That team is...
The Greek freak sitting on the bench watching. I mean... But I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. They look good. They did. OG shot was falling for the first time in like months.
Right.
I feel like it was months.
Right.
Josh was scoring in the first quarter, which he hasn't been doing. He got away from it for whatever reason, wasn't shooting a three, wasn't really looking for a shot. So it was good to see him being aggressive. You know, Cat picked it up in the, I want to say it was the third quarter, second quarter, I don't remember, but one of them quarters. You know, they took turns. First it was Josh, then Cat, then OG. You know, they play well. I like that Mo got good minutes today. I don't like that he's not playing Sohan. I don't know what that's about. I still don't get that, but
I don't know what that's about.
you know, Alvarado has some good
Maybe
minutes.
we'll
It's
figure it out.
just it's Minnesota. It's Milwaukee though. Like it's Milwaukee, so
Right.
there's no excitement for me. It was a game. They played like they were supposed to play. They're the dominant team, and they played like it. So let's see what happens on Sunday.
Milwaukee is trash. Milwaukee is being.
Oh yeah.
Milwaukee didn't even look like an NBA team. Right. I knew they were going to get blown out because I watched the Bucks pregame, and in the Bucks pregame, they were showcasing Jericho Sims.
Listen, I miss my man Jumpman.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, "This is not a real NBA team, right? What are we doing?"
He had a good couple of games though.
Yeah, he averaging 7 and 7.
He had a good couple of games.
Yeah, yeah. I knew that team is tanking so hard. That team is fantastic right now.
What's with this calf injury? Like, I guess that's Giannis' way of getting out. He said, "I'm a sit, so y'all can get a good draft pick." Like, all right, I got you.
Yeah, tanktastic. You know, but
it's too much of that going on.
Right. Hey, Miss Mocha, you want to say hey to Tori B? She right here on the screen.
Hey, Tori.
Hey, how you doing?
Yo, we saw your shadow. We saw your silhouette. You be making progress. Let's go. The world saw her silhouette on the thing just now. Let's go. Sooner or later, we're gonna be rocking up here together. Sooner, maybe in about 14 or 15 years when she get the confidence. Yo, oh my gosh. But yeah, man. Tori, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, right? It looked like open gym.
Yep.
Right? It looked completely like open gym. The Bucks were not physical at all. They were like shying away from contact. They just played a loser brand of basketball tonight. Yeah. I think they've packed it in.
The Bucks, yeah, absolutely. They won. Who they beat the other day though? They was playing hard against Cleveland, Detroit, somebody. It was Cleveland, I think.
Yeah. Jay, the chosen one is in the building. Salute.
It was Cleveland.
Yeah.
Boom. What's cooking? Salute Queen, salute King. How
What's up, Jay? I'm good.
Yo, we got to get you one of these mac and cheese, bro. What's happening?
I got to order them. Show me what's happening.
Waiting on it.
No, I'm talking to Jay. I was talking to Jay. I ain't.
Oh. No, he told me he wanted one.
Oh, okay.
But I told you only him and Keith and G.I. now, but the rest of them ain't saying that. I was trying to do one order.
Yeah, my mind.
So I could just get everything in and, dish it out. But, the fact they don't respond to emails. I said they going to be mad. They going to just get a hat, whether they like it or not.
If your name is Alawise or King Ribby or, but I think they said they wanted shirts, though. I think they said they wanted the tees. So, but we'll see. We'll figure it out.
They about to get a hat, whether they want it or not. If they don't say so, they're just gonna get a hat. That's all they gonna get.
Boom.
That's it.
Boom. Yeah, man. Jay, what's good, bro?
Chilling, man. Try to watch a basketball game and get into it. Try to figure out what the hell I'm looking at. I like what we're doing. That team really, I'm so confused by our team. It's ridiculous. We're good. We're not good. We're fantastic. We're okay. We're out of this world. We're subpar. That's where we are. So.
Inconsistent.
Very. And it makes it for, this is I came to a conclusion tonight, and it's very hard for me to say this out loud, but I'm not angry. I'm bored.
What?
like I'm not mad at Mike Brown anymore. I'm bored by it. I'm bored by the inconsistency.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Not by basketball or watching the Knicks play. I mean, for God's sake, I'm glued talking about it all day. I mean, like, when you told me to get the hat, I wanted to tell you take another nap because we talked about it earlier, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I'm saying this is what we do. We talk our teams. We love it, right? But like, for instance, we got some youngsters, we got some new players, we got a bunch of different things happening. And it would have been a perfect game to allow a few other people to shine. And I'm confused, I guess, a little bit by a lot of this stuff. I think that we have a good team. I think we have just a good enough shot. And then some days I feel like I have no idea what I'm watching. So
Yeah.
But I'm doing great, thanks. How about you?
Good, man. Good. All right, bro. I work like 59.7 hours this week. Or yeah, and then that's with me going home sick Tuesday. So I didn't work Tuesday at all. Well, no, I take that back. I worked like 2 hours Tuesday, and then I was filling up trash cans around here. So then I went home for the day. But that, a little illness, sick, you know what I'm saying? Keith Turner is in the building. Yo, if for y'all that don't know, I had the AI create an image of Keith Turner that I use on the thing. It remind me, I constantly, what I do when I'm nerdy about this, but I'm a person, right? Like the people that I like, I really like them. The people that I don't like, but the people that I like, you know what I'm saying, I really like them, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So like I made a robot. I made a robot thing of that I put on shirts, and it just reminds me of Keith Turner, the intergalactic superhero that saved 2 galaxies from crashing into each other just by talking Knicks basketball and smoking cigarettes. Keith Turner, what's good, bro?
What the fuck? Yo, I'm done.
That was super detailed. What are you talking about over there?
Yeah, nah, that's my guy. that's my
me up front.
But
always
nah,
wanted to be a superhero who smoked cigarettes.
That's the thing. Every time Keith Turner come in the chat, that's what I say to him. Hey Turner, how long we been doing that? We've been doing that for like 4 years, right? Like every time Turner come in the chat, this has been like 4 years. Every time he come in the chat, I've been like, Keith Turner, fresh off of a galactic civil war in such and such space, and he quashed it, and he just smoked a cigarette. I've been doing that for like 4 years, yo. That's my shout out to Keith Turner. That's my shout out. But anyways, but I do want to. But on the Knicks related stuff though. On the Knicks related stuff, I do want to say this. Mike Brown tonight made a ton of adjustments, right? There were a lot of new things I saw from Mike Brown. I think part of that had to do with them having 2 days off in one city where they didn't have to travel, they didn't have to prepare. They just had a gap in between where they can try to implement two stuff and iron out some wrinkles. Right? I'll say that's 25%. Another 25% of the stuff that I saw is the Bucks are trash and their best player is out. So you can try new things in Milwaukee, and if they don't work, you can just go back to the old stuff and beat them. Right?
Yeah.
I saw also what I saw is the Knicks, and what I mean by try new things is I saw Mike Brown implement the 3-2 zone after Miles Turner hit that three off the wing. As soon as I saw Miles Turner hit that three, I was like, yo, that's the same spot Champagnie was hitting threes from. And then the next trip down, the Knicks were in the 3-2 zone, taking that away. What I also saw is the Knicks were trying to step up their physicality without being disrespectful to the Bucks, right? You saw Josh being a little nudgy, pushy. You saw OG a little chest to chest, but it wasn't enough physical. It was respectful physicality where they didn't want to. They knew the Bucks were going to lose. The Bucks knew they were going to lose, right? What we also saw is when Jalen Brunson got on a heater, he took his foot off the gas and let other people shoot. I don't know if y'all noticed that or not tonight, but then you saw Cat catch fire a little bit. You saw OG catch fire for a little bit. You saw Shamit catch fire for a little bit. Without Jalen Brunson, the death blow. With Jalen Brunson against a bad team, he would have took 36 shots and scored 52 points. He shared the sugar a little bit. Is that what y'all saw tonight too?
I saw him slow down. All the rest of it went past me.
Okay. So, Jay?
Yeah, I watched it. I felt like he did a lot of what you're saying. I think that he realized that he didn't need to go. I'm gonna say like this. I feel like that he realized he didn't need to go ham anymore. At that, there was a moment, you could see it in his face, almost like a moment where he realized he didn't need to go ham, and that it was wise to back off beast mode and to allow others to do it. Now, and if that makes sense in those words, but I would have liked to see him. I thought it was very smart. I thought it was a very important. It would have been nice to see him practice a little more distribution during that moment, because, you know, even though I still believe that this team, you know, I keep saying, come on, one day I'm going to wake up and Jalen Brunson is going to be 6'4" and he's going to be playing the 2, right? But he's not. And even though he's a scoring guard, it would have been good for him. It would have been good for him to practice to, at a certain point, he could have ended this game easily with like 27 and 12 if he decided to do that. But instead, I think he backed off completely and let other people get cooking.
I think I agree with you on the second part, not because not because I care about Jalen Brunson being gracious, because I don't care. But what I do care about though is Jalen Brunson taking a break in this game. These guys letting off the gas in this game, saving energy, because the rest of this year is going to be a sprint, right? You don't often get 2 days off in a visiting city. It's rare that you get that. So they should be resting because they're coming up on one of the hottest teams in the NBA Sunday, a team that, while there's nothing really on the line between these two teams, there is something on the line between these two teams, right? It's like, it's like one of those things where Big Daddy Kane pull up to Rakim battle. Like, they ain't gonna battle, but they in the same place. You know what I'm saying? Like, for those that know anything about rap or whatever, but it's one of those things, like a victory against the Spurs can rekindle the confidence that the Knicks had early in the season when they felt like they could beat anyone. right?
Yep.
But a loss to the Spurs, especially a bad one, all of us will be looking at each other trying to figure out is this team Jekyll and Hyde, just like Jay just said a few minutes ago. So you save a little bit of energy in this game. The Bucks had zero fight in them. You saw it from tip-off. This team is packed in for the year, right? As a matter of fact, I watched the Bucks broadcast, and their player spotlight was on Jericho Sims. As soon as I saw that, I knew they were packed in for the year, right? So to me, it's one of those deals where glad they got their confidence up, glad they got a W, glad they got out of the game healthy, glad they got out of the game rested, glad they got out of the game in rhythm. Right? I think it was a win everywhere. And also, some of the guys off the bench got the opportunity to play tonight, which was also a plus.
Yeah.
Y'all looking forward to Sunday's game?
I guess this is gonna let me know if I'm right or if I'm wrong. And I want to be wrong. I really want to be wrong.
Okay. I'm really looking forward to Sunday's game, and y'all know why. Jay, you know why I'm looking forward to Sunday's game, right?
Do I know why you're looking forward to Sunday's game?
Absolutely.
You want to share it?
Well, many reasons, probably because of
why?
what we just.
Because Sohan is going home.
Sohan is playing the Spurs.
Sohan's going back. Yeah,
he probably ain't gonna get no minutes.
I wasn't gonna go. Listen, I wasn't gonna go straight to the obvious answer that he wanted. I wasn't going there.
Sohan probably not gonna get no minutes unless it's garbage time again.
Sohan, he might do Sohan a favor and play him 5 minutes instead of 3 minutes.
What is it? What are you doing?
It might round you down.
Sohan. Let me ask you a question. Sohan plays. This is a hypothetical. I don't like hypothetical, but I'm gonna give him. Do you believe that if Sohan in a proper rotation alongside the correct people, right? A proper rotation. So not just subbing you in tired OG, that too, but mixing it up. Playing 20 minutes a night completely changes the Knicks.
I don't even understand why you asked me that. You know the answer to that, bro. You know, I believe if Sohan had went to training camp with this team, he'd be a starter.
Okay.
Right. I believe in the just based off the way you phrased it, just off the way you phrased it. You said it in the right situation, given adequate minutes. Adequate minutes doesn't necessarily mean adequate responsibility or, you know what I'm saying, adequate role, right? It just means, 20 minutes a night, you figure something out with the team, right? All right. So I believe if he had gone to training camp, he would have carved out a role and he would have been responsible for something right out of camp. And how I know that to be true is the Knicks had a couple of people injured right out the gate. Remember, Josh Hart was hurt right out the gate. Right? Yep. Right. Josh Hart was hurt right at the gate with the back injury. And I think in the first preseason game, Pakam Dadier started in the first preseason game because of so many injuries or whatever. The thing with Jeremy Sohan, and I think Knicks fans are gonna grow to appreciate this as time goes on, as he puts up more Knicks tape as opposed to Spurs tape, is a few things that Jeremy Sohan has you don't get with regular NBA players, right? One, the kid at 22 has the potential to be an all NBA defender, right? Guys don't come in the league at 6'8", 240, being able to guard guards, wings, and forwards, right? Either you can guard mostly wings, you can guard mostly guards, like Bridges can guard mostly guards. But anytime you ask him to guard Tatum or Durant, it's a mismatch, right? OG can guard mostly wings and jumbo wings, but when he's lined up against Tyrese Maxey, it's a mismatch. And it's no slight against those two players because they're fantastic in what they do. They're fantastic in what they do. Jeremy Sohan gives you a moldable piece of clay that can guard Maxey all the way to, he can guard Maxey, Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, Pascal Siakam, Giannis. Right now, he can guard that whole wide-ranging group of NBA stars. He can guard all of them, right? The thing is, not does Sohan deserve minutes. The thing is, you've already, and y'all hear me out on this. It's not about does Sohan deserve to play. It's about you've already been struggling with chemistry all year, trying to get the right combination, and then now you bring in Sohan, right? Do you bring in Sohan and set that attempt to have chemistry back some more? Or do you continue to refine the chemistry that you have so it'll click, and then Sohan gets in what he fits in until we get a break where we can ingratiate him, right? In my belief, the only reason Alvarado is playing or even a Knick is because the Knicks knew Deuce was going to be out, right? Now, if Deuce was here and OG and Anunoby was out until the playoffs, I think you would see more Jeremy Sohan, right? Now, I know that doesn't make sense because I know we watch a lot of content creators and we watch a lot of national stuff, but in my mind, I don't know if the thought is there. Alvarado plays because Deuce is not. Alvarado is here because Deuce is hurt, right? They may have gone after Alvarado anyway, but does Alvarado play this much if Deuce is here? I don't think so. And I would say the same thing if Josh or OG were hurt. If Josh and OG were hurt, I think Sohan would be playing as many minutes as Alvarado is playing right now. It's one of those things when you pick up guys mid-season, we picked up Jeremy Sohan because basically he was too talented to be a free agent, basically, right? But Sohan wants to be a Knick. And I think it was savvy for the Knicks to know not to trade for him if he got cut, right? So they can sign him. It just made sense. A talented lottery pick dude signs with a team that has the potential to win the championship, and he can revive his career in that situation. Ricardo Torres is in the building. Salute. Torres says, we bounced back tonight. Yeah, man, we sure did, man. We bounced back tonight. I don't know if the way the game played out tonight is something that there should be a takeaway, or if we should just be glad we got in rhythm, we stayed healthy, a few guys played, things of that sort. So Chat, what are y'all thinking about the Spurs game? Chat, what y'all thinking about the Spurs?
What you thinking about that game?
Chat, I'm thinking when it comes to this Spurs game, I'm thinking that I want to phrase it in a way that doesn't seem like a Knicks homer. I think the Knicks have something to prove in this game. I think the Knicks have something to prove in this game. I think the Knicks want to show that they are in that top level of NBA contender, right? And I think how they get there is by beating a Spurs team that has been consistently good, and by proving to the world that the Knicks can be consistently consistent. Because for a while, the Knicks have been, just like Jada Chosen once said, the Knicks have been consistently inconsistent. You don't necessarily know what you're going to get. But at the same time, the Spurs look exactly the same, or excuse me, mostly the same from when we saw them last, and the Knicks look different. Tyler Kolek's not in the rotation. Kev McCullough's not getting minutes. Right? You add Jose Alvarado for some speed. You add Jeremy Sohan for defensive flexibility for the moment. I think the Mike Brown coaching seat is unusually warm.
I'm about to say,
he being real generous over there.
Yeah, I think
that's very generous, man. It's not warm.
Right, but I just want to frame it in a way so it doesn't sound like I'm being condescending. I think his seat is unseasonably warm, even though he's faced a lot of challenges throughout the season. The Shaman injury, the heart injury, the Mitch every other night thing, Cat not getting into a system, Deuce being out for the season. There are a few things that are a challenge to Mike Brown. And for the most part, I think he's handled that part okay. The part that I don't think he handles okay is, even though all these games are 1 out of 82, I think the peripheral stuff has been a debauchery, right? The Draymond Green thing to me still is like a cardinal sin. I think he's going to wear that on his shirt for the rest of his Knicks career, right?
Maybe more.
Right. I think the Desmond Bain throwing the ball at OG and nobody even whatever, right? Nobody even does a thing.
No.
I think that's a misstep. The calling out Cat at the press conference when he had 40 points, you call Cat out, and then there are 2 games where Jalen Brunson had 30 something, and we still lost, but you said nothing to Jalen Brunson, right? Then there is the Houston game where on 2 occasions, that's a song, right? 2 occasions? Yeah. So on 2 occasions, Mike Brown is coaching up 4 starters and Rick Brunson is coaching up Jalen Brunson. And while that may be nothing. The optics make it look like it's everything, right?
Right. Also, add in the fact that he never picked any of these players. I do recognize that.
That's the thing, right? Because that's 100% true. But he also came to this team knowing that he didn't pick these players. So I'm not going to let that you came here knowing that you didn't pick these guys. So we not even, that's not even going to be a thing. Like you knew who was here when you took this job.
Two things could be right at the same time. You're right.
Not this time. not this time.
Oh no, that it's for sure this time because he didn't do it, but it didn't work for him.
He chose to come here.
He chose to come here, knowing what was here, and he didn't pull off the job. So we're saying the same things. You and I are saying the same things. Those are the two things.
I'm sitting in a car, right? And there is something beeping, and I can't find it, and it is driving me crazy.
Something beeping?
Yeah, you know how me
sounds like when the smoke alarm beeps, that beep, it's a sound in here, and I can't find it. I don't know where it's coming from. It's driving me crazy.
Seatbelt?
So nope, absolutely not.
Nope.
So let me.
It's not my car, right? But it's driving me crazy. But go. I'm sorry.
So one of the things I just wanted to mention to that point too is, I do understand, right? Because we went on Knicks Freestyle on Wednesday. I mentioned that Mike Brown wants to run a certain type system, and you can't really run it excluding your best player, right? So I get it. I get that part is a struggle. I understand what Jay is saying. I'm thinking about it in a different way. So I do understand that part, right? My thing though with Mike Brown is, to fans, I think, is we as a group don't trust Mike Brown in big games. Like the Draymond thing after the way he fouled Cat, that's the time where you get all the texts you've been not getting all year. Right? You don't just go hug Draymond. You go over and you stand up for Cat.
Yep.
Right? The Orlando game, the Saturday game, where Desmond Bain just wilded out and hit OG with a basketball and nobody did nothing. Mike Brown, that's on Mike Brown.
Tibbs would have caught it. Listen, if he wouldn't have got a tech, he would have got a coronary.
Right.
You might have seen him get his first tech with the Towns thing.
Right.
And I hate going backwards. I don't want to talk about, because we could go all the way back. Pat Riley would have got this. But I'm not doing that. But what I am saying is, the moment that didn't happen, an inaction could be just as bad as an action.
Right.
So, yeah, sorry.
So you're saying inaction is complicity, right?
Complicity, right, indefinitely. Complicity could be just as bad. I'll give you here's a good point to, right? You know that if we rob the bank, but I'm only driving a car, I'm still going to jail.
Yes, you are still going to jail.
Right, because I am complicit.
Yeah.
Right, I am. All right, so that is to me, but I didn't do it physically. So it's all, that's kind of like where I'm pointing at, but not that, but you get it. So it's to me, that's what he did. He allowed something. He was complicit to and not only that, but complicit to the ops.
Yeah.
So,
Uncle C got a super chat.
Yeah, I got it. I see it.
yeah, you know, I'm
Yeah, now I understand what you mean, but the point I'm making about Mike Brown is I don't know how confident we are with Mike Brown in big games. The cup thing, I think we were confident. I think after we beat Orlando, we felt like we could have beat anybody because up until that point, the Orlando team was a rock in our shoe. Everybody's like, "Oh, look out for Orlando! Oh, look out for Orlando's coming! Orlando's coming! They're on the way!" Right? And so, but little did we know that the team that we have to look out for is a team called Detroit. Right? They legit live for the Knicks. Right?
Yep.
Mike Brown in these mile marker games, like the Pistons game where we got blown out, those games are important. Mike Brown coming out of the All-Star break, everybody's rested. The only player you're missing is Deuce, and you come out and the Pistons wipe the floor with us. That game was important, and to play it like it's 1 of 82 makes me think when you hire coaches outside of the Knicks family, they don't get a sense for some. That's where I think Mike Brown's falling down is. I don't think he's a bad coach. I think he just falls down against in these Knicks moments. Like, I don't think he understands what it's like to be a Knick. Right? Coming to the Garden and coaching is one thing as the visitor, but being a Knick is something else. Like Tom Thibodeau was here. The reason why Tibbs wanted to put reason why Tibbs wanted to break the Celtics back is because Tom Thibodeau coached for both teams, right? Tom Thibodeau know what that matchup is like, right? But when the Knicks play the Pistons out the break, and the Knicks come out flat, and you look at Mike Brown and he don't have no answers, you're like, yo, what are you? Why are you here? Yo, my man was over there looking like a window shopping mannequin. Bro, you got to have some answers, bro.
Yep.
I think I'm the only fan on the planet who did not care whether or not we won that game. I don't think it's a big deal. I really don't.
Which game is that? The Orlando game?
No, the Detroit game. I don't like that we lost the way we lost. I just don't care that it was Detroit. I just don't feel like we have a rivalry with them. I think that's a fan thing, not a Knicks thing. I don't think the Knicks see them as a rival.
No, let me just say something, please. I could agree with that. But that's not why I am completely pissed off that we lost that game. I don't see them as a rival at all. They're not part of that group of rivalry, right? We can name that group: Celtics, Sixers, anybody in our anybody in our division, right? Anybody in our division, the Pacers, like you said. Right, the Bulls from back in the days of Jordan, right? I get all that. Even the Rockets to some extent, Spurs a little bit. But I'll tell you this. The reason why I am
I didn't mention Miami.
Incredibly and Miami. Oh, I can't believe I missed Miami. Miami is top of the damn list. Why I'm completely pissed off we didn't show up to this game is because if we are to go far, and I know it's two different things, the playoffs and the regular season, and I have seen teams in all sports get swept by one team and tear that other team up in the playoffs. But when that other team is a team that is physical with you, does all these things, they're above you. We need to get to the 1 or 2 seed. We want that. We're hungry for that. That's something that is talked about through everywhere, and we don't show up for that again, especially with no Duran and no beef stew. To me, that says too much about us, our want, our push. So I only care about that. I have zero give a crap about Detroit.
I agree. I did not want to lose, but I don't care that we lost to Detroit. I care that we lost.
Right, but
Right.
some of us are just built different.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I said I had to be the
Wait,
only fan.
hold on.
That's what I'm saying.
We already know. I'm saying
Hello?
just my side, just real quick,
Hello?
right?
You can hear
Somebody,
me?
yeah,
I
somebody.
hear
Oh,
you.
okay. Okay, no, I thought it cut off.
Nope. Gotcha.
Yeah, I get it, right? I get it. What I'm saying is, it was when somebody pushed me, I don't care if it ain't somebody that I was looking to push me. Somebody pushed me, I'm punching them in their damn eye.
That's right.
That's me now. That's me. That's
That's
me.
me. Me too.
That's me. I understand that we're not. You know what I'm saying? Detroit said they want to fight you, right? And I'm not one that's like, you talk about me. You pick
Right.
me to put air in your chest. We gotta, and listen. 1,000 dudes getting suspended. It doesn't help the league and none of that stuff. But Detroit picked you. Detroit picked you. They could have picked Milwaukee. They could have picked goddamn Miami. They picked the Knicks. Right? So
Yep.
for me, it's like, of all these teams here, you got a beef with me. Bruh, you don't listen. I bet Detroit Pistons fans are legitimately going in other teams' chats like the Celtics or the Cavaliers or whoever else has like a weak chat, whatever.
Mhm.
But you can bet they take pride in showing up in the Knicks chat. And I wonder why that is. Oh, no, I don't. Detroit has something against the Knicks. Right? And listen, I understand people's stance. I know, and I respect it. But during that game, when Detroit was chippy, they wasn't just chippy for the sake of just being chippy. They don't like the Knicks. And I know they're chippy against everybody, right? But they don't beat everybody by 30.
Right. With the depleted team.
And the coach is standing there without no answers, talking to their coach after the game as if it's a fraternity.
A snuggle. That wasn't a hug. It was a snuggle. That man held that man, whispered a fondue recipe into his ear. It was hard to watch.
And this, respectfully, I understand how y'all feel about not feeling like the Pistons are a rival. But a rivalry is a rival between two teams, right? So even if the Knicks don't feel like Detroit's a rival, the thing is, on your way to the top, you're going to skip over a lot of people. And the people that you move past on the way to the top are not going to forget that you passed them on the way. Right? It's just, it's life. Like, and it's just what it is. Right? Detroit is a tough-minded team. They have a tough point guard who's an MVP caliber guy. And they have something for the Knicks.
Yep. That extra hard dunk was a all cap lettered FU
Right.
to the Knicks.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So for that particular night, me particularly, I do care that it was a loss against Detroit rather than even the Sixers that night. They don't, look, we know why they're tripping. We beat them in the playoffs, and it was physical, and a lot of talking went on. And,
a lot of talking went on, bro.
Yeah, and when talking goes on, that's why I always tell people, man, especially anybody that I'm around that drinks, and they all of a sudden, that's why I don't hang around them no more. I said, look, man, you're going to keep talking like this, and you see that guy you talking, he keep looking at you, he's going to punch you in your face.
Yeah, he's going to punch you in the side of the head, bro. You're going to wonder what happened.
Right, and the first time, I'm going to stand with you. But the next time, I'm gonna try to walk you out of here. And while I'm walking you out of here, if they don't put their hands on me, they're okay. But they may put their hands on you, and guess what? You deserve it because you talking a hell of a game and you ain't do nothing about it.
Right. One of the things I also wanted to introduce to the conversation, because I noticed. Listen, I know everybody talk about the same stuff on every channel. I try not to do that, man. Like the rotisserie chatter thing. One of the things I wanted to talk to y'all about, I've been wanting to talk to y'all about it since Tuesday, but my voice been in and out. Whatever. I ain't gonna regurgitate the same thing. Shit, I've been regurgitating enough this week. Other stuff, right? One of the things that we don't notice as a great franchise is when you beat the Celtics in the playoffs, you're on their radar. When you beat the Sixers in the playoffs, you're on their radar. When you beat Cleveland in the playoffs, you're on their radar. When you beat teams in the playoffs, you put a target on your back. The Knicks were last year an Eastern Conference finalist. And there are teams in front of us that want to be an Eastern Conference finalist. Right? And so one of the things that I want to say about that is when you have the target on your back, you're gonna be somebody's rival, whether you like it or not. Detroit had a sour taste in their mouth because we beat them, right? All these teams we beat in the playoffs, they had the Knicks in their hair, in their whatever, target, whatever you call it, crosshairs.
Crosshair.
Right. But here's the thing I want you as a Knicks fan to recognize. When you lost in the playoffs, guess what you were doing? You were putting those teams that you lost to in your crosshairs. It's only a natural thing. The reason why the Celtics were in our crosshairs is because they used to beat us up so much we couldn't beat them, right? Indiana was in our crosshairs because since 2000, they've been to the NBA Finals, I think, they've been to the Eastern Conference Finals like 6 times, like a president. Every 4 years, Indiana is in the Eastern Conference Finals, right? And so whether we feel like the rivalry part or not, when you beat a team, they legit line up to get you back. Just like with us, when we lost to Miami in the playoffs, we like, hey, Miami's our rival again, right? We lost to Atlanta. Y'all remember how much I hated Trae Young rolling dice on the garden floor? The thing that started that is the Knicks losing to the Hawks in the playoffs. right? It's not like a one-way street. This is how all teams feel, especially when you get good. The better you get, the more teams you leapfrog, the more teams that are looking to bring you back to the pack so that they can pass you. It's just a natural order of things.
Yep.
It's like I'll give an example. Like, I'm a Mets fan for no reason. I shouldn't be, right? The Mets haven't given me much of anything in my life, right? But I'm a Mets fan.
We could say that about the Knicks.
Well, we can say that about the Knicks too, right? Right. But the Mets rivals are teams like the Phillies,
Yep.
and the Braves.
Yeah.
Teams that constantly beat them over and over and over. And that's the same thing with the Knicks. Now that the Knicks are good, we have teams in our rearview mirror, and they don't want to stay there.
Yep.
It's one of those things that we are going to have to deal with going forward, man.
We really are. And not to mention, you add in the last caveat. If at home, you're going to get the best version of every single person on that bench. Because when you come to the Mecca, you play the best absolute ball you could play.
Right.
So add that on to the fact of the rivalry and all the talking and all the history and all the everything. That's just it.
Right. That's a part of it, man. Like, there are a lot of details in Knicks world. I wish we can run this channel 24 hours so that we could talk about it. Right. Like
Right.
the cat low post conversation to me is fascinating in a sense, because it's difficult for Cat to be that, and Jalen Brunson's probably one of the best paint scorers in the NBA. Like, how can you take advantage of both of them operating in the paint? And at the same time, Mike Brown wanting to do the opposite. Right? How about the Knicks are ascending in a way that we're not used to? And we're in a space where we're not really used to being the hunted. We're used to being the hunter. So in our conversations, we speak as if we are the hunted and the hunter at the same time, but teams are hunting us. Right? Like Detroit, if Detroit beats the Knicks in, say, the second round of the playoffs, that'll be one of the highlights of their season.
Yep, whether they win it or not, whole thing.
Right, because get back, people want it's smack me, I'll smack you back. When teams beat you, or teams lose to you, they want revenge. Revenge is a real thing. It's not as important as winning the title, but it does provide a level of validation.
Sure does.
Yeah.
How many bad Met teams were there when we were going to when Subway Series started? That very first one, and we walk off. I think we swept them. We definitely won the first game. Steve Traxel.
Right.
That was like winning the World Series, because at that time we weren't. It was '97. We weren't that great. So yeah, I mean, listen, this is you know, there's so many moving components right now, and that's so funny, the 24-hour thing. I'll tell you something, and there's so many things that we can speak about this team, because for me, every game gives me a new question or a new thought.
Man,
Or several of them, actually.
Offensively, bro, I think in the playoffs, offense is going to be our struggle because as long as Brunson does the Brunson burner, OG, Cat, and Bridges cannot operate in the paint. Right? So then what does that force them to do? That forces them to move around the perimeter. Well, when you have 3 guys moving around on the perimeter, 2 guys can guard them, right? Because if you count the pass to the player, by the time the ball gets there, a defender can recover, right? So now that extra person can either help box out Mitch on the offensive glass or go trap Jalen Brunson. I think that's gonna be our struggle, right? I think our struggle. The other part is finding when to get into the Brunson burner and when not to. I think that has to be a clear thing because guys like OG can't cut to the rim if Brunson's there. And then if Mitch is in the game, Mitch is there. And then now is RJ, Randall, and Mitch around the rim at the same time, clogging up the paint. And I know y'all remember the clogging up the lane conversations before. That used to be the Knicks at Night podcast every night. Somebody clogging up the lane. Right? Now, is there a world where Mike Brown can get the guys to buy into his high ball screen pick and roll where all Knicks players are 20 to 25 feet away from each other, where every Knicks player can have a two-way go to the rim or on the perimeter somehow? That's the struggle. That's going to be our struggle. Now, in terms of the defense, we can say what we will outside of the Pistons. The defense has been looking really good, right? Even tonight, the Knicks gave up 98 points. Against the Rockets, I think they gave up like 1 something.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I actually put down on the paper we were going to win 125-99.
Right. Yeah.
I was close.
108, 106. Yeah. We gave up 89 to Philadelphia. We gave up 89 to Boston.
Yeah.
We gave up 101 to the Wizards, 100 to the Lakers, 97 to the Blazers, 92 to Toronto, 87 to the Kings. Like, since the new year has started, the Knicks defense has basically been locked in. Basically. You know? But you got to keep that up. Plus, you got a stretch of 5 straight playoff teams, and we could easily be having a different conversation after that. We could be talking about champagne in June or new coach in June. I mean, conversation.
It's more than likely going to be new coach. I think Mike Brown has sunk this season.
Ooh.
I don't see a get back. You talking, we gonna see how things work out, but we too far into the season. If they haven't caught on, if this isn't working now, it's not gonna work. We're way too far into the season. You took 30, 40 games in.
Right.
60 games in? No, it's a wrap.
Can I tell you my worst case scenario? I thought about this the other night. I was trying to sleep and I couldn't. What my worst case scenario is that the Knicks catch a bad team in the playoffs in the first round, but that's a terrible matchup for us. Right? Say right now, the Knicks finishes the 3 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Today, that team is the matchup is the Philadelphia 76ers, which is a terrible matchup for the Knicks because they have a guy that Mitch can't guard and Joel Embiid, if he's healthy. If Joel Embiid is healthy, Mitch can't guard him. It's just nobody can guard him, right? If Embiid is healthy in a 7 games, if you think he gets the regular season whistle right now, imagine what that playoff whistle is going to sound like, right? They also have a small, fast guard that we have problems guarding.
That everybody does. Yep.
Yeah, everybody. Right.
I be in his DMs asking him to be the Nick every other day.
Yeah. You need to hurry up. Like, you need to hurry up.
Me too.
Can you just come to the Knicks, please, Tyrese Maxey, every other day? Please.
Yeah, really.
Every other day. Yeah. And then the one other thing that gets us, or 2 other things, they have dudes that get lost on the perimeter and knock down threes. Now, I know that is my fear factor. Like that keeps me awake at night. Teams that have dudes that know how to locate on the perimeter against set defenses kill the Knicks. Right? And then on top of all of that, they have a NBA championship winning coach, and they have elite athleticism in their backcourt, and we don't. Now, the thing is that formula for team, they can't beat everybody. They can only beat certain teams. And for Philadelphia, styles make fights, if y'all know what I mean. Right? Styles make fights. I think of anybody in the Eastern Conference that Philly would love to face in the first round, it's the Knicks. Because, and I'm not saying Mitch is a bad defender. Mitch is all world. It's just something against Joel Embiid that just doesn't go. That just doesn't work for Mitch, right? Then they have Maxey, who can get red hot at any moment. And the Edgecombe kid is an explosive athlete, and we don't have that type of athlete on our roster. They have a coach that proves if you give him a decent amount of pieces, he can win an NBA title. He did it.
Yep. Then they pick up players that we should have picked up. People like Kelly Oubre, people like that. They have a nice sound collective.
I hear y'all, right? And I don't disagree. But I literally feel like that could be any team. This Knicks team is so inconsistent that any team can be a bad matchup for us. So while you think Philly is a nightmare scenario, I think any team we face can be a nightmare scenario because you have no idea what Knicks team is coming to play.
Right. You know what? It's funny you said that.
It's just super, super inconsistent. And I'm checked out. Like, I took my little championship hat and I stuck it in the back of the closet. It will not be raining this year. It's just not happening.
Let me ask you something, Tori. Did you absolutely, going into tonight's game, check the box that we were going to absolutely win this game tonight?
I had no fear that we would lose this game. The reason I had no fear that we was going to lose this game is because it was Milwaukee. Like, I was like, there's no way in hell we lose this game. It's impossible. And I knew they would come out and I knew they would shoot the lights out and everybody would look like $1 million because it's Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, we're going to get a completely different team. Like, what happened? Like,
so the only reason why I say that is because you said you feel like that with any team. But I think what you mean is
I'm talking about playoffs. I'm not talking about right. I wasn't talking about like the dregs of the NBA teams, you know, are super like are tanking for real, like Milwaukee and Nets, and I ain't talking about Washington. I'm just in the playoffs. I think any single solitary team that we play can end up being the worst matchup ever because you do not know what Knicks team is going to come. You don't know.
Right,
you don't know what Knicks team you're going to get.
I'm going to admit something. I wasn't 100% sold tonight.
Okay,
Not,
I mean, I get it.
until not until we pulled away and far enough. I wasn't sold, and that's because of the inconsistencies.
It's just it's so tough. I'm irritated with this team, and it's not even the team.
It's a mix of.
They
I
have
think it's a mix of two
everything.
things.
They literally have everything that they need to win. They have everything they need.
Yeah.
Why they can't seem to put it together? Like I have in the NBA league, whatever that league pass is, where you can watch all the games, right? And I'm a Knicks fan, so I watch Knicks basketball and hardly nobody else. Lately, I've
Right.
been tuning into other teams. Like, let me see what these guys look like. Let me see. And I'm watching these guys play, and I promise you, they look like well-oiled machines. I'm like, damn, like these guys are hella consistent. All right, maybe it was just this one game. Nope, watch 3, 4, 5 games. They look the same every single time. And I'm like, wow, why we don't look like this? You know Jalen Brunson can put the ball in a hole. How come he's struggling 70% of the season? We know Carl Anthony Towns could score. How come he not in the paint getting the ball? We know OG Anunoby can knock a three down. How come for the last month and a half he hasn't been able to find a stroke? Like, I don't get it. Every other team has a killer instinct, and the Knicks seem to just be going through the motions.
But
Josh
yeah,
Hart hasn't had a Josh Hart type game since before the All Star break.
you know, I can answer your question right now.
You probably can't.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I bet you. I bet you. I've been around this thing a long. I bet you. I promise.
We
you.
all have, but go ahead.
I promise
Go
you.
ahead.
Here's the thing. When you depend on, when you live and die, when you live and die with jump shots, you are going to be an inconsistent team. Period. That's just the way basketball goes. Because on nights where your shot is not going, you still have to shoot it because that's the system that you run. When you're a jump
Before you go
shooting
further, right?
hold
Right,
on.
but no, wait. Give me 1 second before you go further, right?
No,
Because the Knicks aren't the only. Wait a second. Wait before you go. Before you go, because I know you.
Go
Just
ahead,
let me get one thing in. The Knicks aren't the only jump shooting team in the league, right? There are a lot of them. And what I'm seeing across the league is consistency. There are times when the shot isn't falling and these teams look a little bad, but they don't look as bad as the Knicks because it's not like everybody shuts off at once. This team is a jump shooting team, right? But just because OG is off, that don't mean McCall is off, and Cat is off, and Cap is off, and Josh is off, and whoever's coming off the bench is off. It's like they shut off all at once. If one person ain't hitting, nobody is hitting. And I don't see that consistently with other teams. It's like when we go bad, we go all the way bad. Cat can't shoot. Josh can't shoot. Jalen can't shoot. OG can't shoot. It all happens at the same time. I feel like they get up and they be like, all right, today nobody's gonna be able to shoot, and that's it. It's ridiculous, and I get it. If you're a jump shooting team, you live and you die by your shots, right? But everybody's shot shouldn't be off at once. And I don't see that throughout the league. There are plenty of jump shooting teams, and when you watch these guys play, just because one guy is off, it doesn't mean the rest of the team is off and they don't look like crap because the one guy isn't putting the ball in a basket. We look like crap and everybody is missing everything. Layups, jump shots, they turning the ball over. It just all steamrolls all at once. And that should happen once every 20 games. It's no reason why we get up there and we just shit the bed with everybody. And I'm watching the rest of the teams, and I'm talking to elites, the OKCs, the Detroits, the Denver Nuggets, whoever, Minnesota. I'm watching these guys play, and none of them are doing what they all look good. Even when they lose, they don't lose as bad as we do. We don't look like a cohesive unit, and everybody else does, and that's scary because we shouldn't look that way. But go ahead, you could go now.
No,
I just
no,
wanted to put that out there.
Go ahead, Cook. You got it. Good.
No, I'm finished. Because I agree. Jump shooting teams go through bad stretches, but it all goes bad at once. And that's just wild to me. Like, how can everybody be having the worst game of their lives at the same time? Every single time. And that Detroit game, nobody could score. Nobody could put the ball in. Nobody. Just because Jalen is off, does that mean everybody has to be like? Is it a thing? Like tag you're it and we're all just off the night. It's crazy. it's crazy. We don't look good. We don't look confident. We don't look like a team that knows how to work it out. And we have a coach that does nothing but watch. I'm checked out. We figure it out next season. Let's just figure it out next season. If they win anything, I'm gonna be pleasantly surprised. I see a first round exit. I'm checked out.
Dang, that's a lot to think about. That's a lot. That's a lot to think about.
I don't, and I be finding, I be looking hard for the silver lining, and I never see it. It's just I'm consistently irritated by what I'm watching. Like, oh man, not again. Like when my favorite players annoy me to no end, it's just like I'm irritated with Josh Hart. I'm irritated with Jalen Brunson. I'm irritated with Mikal Bridges. I'm looking at these guys like y'all get on my nerves.
Irritated with Mitch. Irritated with everybody.
Yeah, and Mitch don't even look good no more. Like, where's the rebounding?
No.
Where's the shot blocking? Where is the consistency? What is going on with you? They literally got you. They handling this man with kid gloves.
Why are you
coming
playing
into
12 and a half minutes? Like, what the hell
I mean, I
doing?
don't think that I don't put the amount of minutes on him because he's not the one making getting pulled and put in together. That's not his decision. But
Right, no, but
you
his
out
play
there
is.
and you're not doing anything with the minutes anymore. What happened? I don't get it. This is where it's just it's like a steamroll. Everybody looks bad. It's just nobody is out there. I mean, when Cat has been playing well for a nice little stretch, but the rest of these guys have not. And they all have been inconsistent, including him, all season long. It's just weird to me that everything happens all at once. I know I'm not tripping. I'm not. You watch the games and they all screw up at the same. They all lose it at the same time. Like, nope, nobody got it. All right, this game is over. How is that even possible? How could you bring Shamit off the bench because these guys are not scoring and you can't score? You don't even think about going to Clarkson no more, but when you was pulling him off, he wasn't scoring. Josh wasn't even looking to score. Mikal just bricking everything. OG shooting air balls. Like, what are we doing, yo? I don't get it. How is it possible that everybody's off at the same time all the time? If you look at all of our big losses, you'll notice that nobody was able to put the ball in the basket. It's weird.
I want to say something. I feel like that on a regular basis. What you just said is exactly what I feel, especially with Mikal. I really, and Mitch is, I don't know what's going on with Mitch when he's on the court. It really is doing something to me. And Mikal has lost me completely. But then I look at the thing and I'm like, with 15, 16 games above 500,
And this is,
And
and I
that's
say that, and
that's the magical part,
mind-boggling,
right? That's the magical part,
mind-boggling.
right? Like
I know that,
we got to be doing something,
right.
but
I
it
know
looks
as
like
fans, right,
we're
we
doing
take it
nothing.
so much harder than everybody else when your team doesn't look good and they're not doing the things you want them to do. And then sometimes you go off the deep end because I feel like maybe I'm going off the deep end right now, but a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
those wins that we
you're
had,
further. You are off the deep end.
a lot of
You,
those wins that we had were
off the
against subpar teams. We
right.
didn't, we're not rising to the top when we
Because
play the
I
cream
don't think
of the crop.
you checked out. I think you're super invested in it. I think it's just frustrating to watch.
It's just very frustrating when you watch your team play so well last season and you know what they're capable. I watched them play great this season.
Right, this season, 8-game winning streaks, all these things.
Right.
When I and it's funny because what you just said, I've been feeling for. Go ahead, get what you want, do what you want to do. Sorry, I got a house full of kids here, big sleepover here. What I was gonna say is like, I feel that frustration. I feel everything you just said. I feel often going into a game that with like angst, anxiety, like, oh God, man, I hope that he plays well today. I hope this guy plays well today. Damn, I hope this works out well. I hope they put in the right people. I hope this guy, whatever. Every single game for the last couple months, right? For real. But then I look at the record and I look at the people and I go, we could and most likely going to end up in the second in the East. And to me, that's why I haven't checked out, because we are there. And
I need y'all
so,
to keep hope alive for me.
and I'm trying to do. I guess that's what I'm doing for you right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is that because I could relate. I don't think that we can relate. I could relate fully with the things that you said and about everything you said, except for the fact that I haven't checked out, because the record says that we are not bad.
Hey.
And it's such a difficult thing, because I watch this team go on runs and do things and play that comeback in Houston the other day. And I know when we're in negative places, like that feeling, and I know that feeling, so believe me, I feel it a lot with this particular team. But then they come back, and instead of being super happy, the first question is, well, why we get down to 18 in the first place?
Right.
And because it's so frustrating and inconsistent on a regular basis, when in my mind, we gotta find a spot where we say, okay, we got down by 18 and we came back versus Kevin Durant's super tall, super athletic Houston team, and we won. So it's that's the two things right at the same time. I hear you. I feel that every word you felt. I have felt this season at a point, except for the fact that that thing I said. I think it's also very frustrating to watch Mike Brown do nothing on the court But at the same on the sideline, at the same time, I don't know what he's doing because I'm not in the locker room. I'm not with him. I don't know. But from appearances could, could tell a lie or tell a truth. And from appearances, it looks like he's just sitting with his hands in his pocket collecting money. And we're winning despite him. And then I say, oh, I look at the upper echelon, Leon and them. I say, well, they know how to do it. Like Frida said before, we didn't even have to make a trade for this young man. That's dope. How do you get a guy to opt out of his last his next last year so you can make a trade that makes a domino effect to happen like that? And that's not me being over optimistic or looking even for the silver lining. That's just me weighing out everything. So as much as it's boggling that we're this far into a season and it feels like if there's players that haven't bought into or figured out a Mike Brown system, that's something wrong with that. At the same token, we're basically in second place in the East. Mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. But it's the truth.
It's giving me stressing me out, yo. They're stressing me out. And I have to check out to protect my mental be. I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna need y'all to keep hope alive for me. But I'm checked on out. Now I'm just going through the motions.
Mike Hansen, thank you for the generous contribution. Mike Hansen
Feel
said,
better.
Happy Black History Month. Go Knicks. Mike Hansen, thank you for that, man. Mike Hansen, big fan of the channel. Man, we appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir, we do.
So jump shooting is why we're inconsistent. That's the reason why the Knicks on a nightly basis look like one thing one night and another thing another night. And the reason why there is no counterbalance to the jump shooting issue is our point guard is a post scorer that doesn't facilitate from the post, right? So what that does is when Jalen Brunson, like I was mentioning before, when he gets into his mode of scoring in that area, everybody else has to pause, which means everybody on the perimeter is easier to guard, right? And everybody has to pause because Jalen Brunson doesn't know what the defense is going to give him. So no one knows where Jalen Brunson is going to go. So you can't do your normal hard cuts to the rim. You can't do your guard, your jet action, your zoom action out of the corner, where a guard goes into the corner, pins for another guard, a big pops up to the top, and all these other, you can't really do all that stuff because you don't know where Jalen Brunson is going to be going, right? So it's a thing of, do we start Jalen Brunson up top? Because Jalen Brunson's a fantastic scorer. You can't tell him not to do it. You need Jalen Brunson to be able to get those buckets to get going, because once he gets going with that, then his jump shot starts to get going, right? But when you ask slashers and wings to have a consistent jump shot going into the game, and then hoping that they can get their easy buckets at the rim in transition, it's not an easy thing to do. And that's why some nights when their shots are going, we look like world beaters. And then other nights where they have to work for their shots and it's a struggle, we look inconsistent. And it's nobody's fault, because we're not going to trade Jalen Brunson. we're not going to trade OG, and we're not going to trade Bridges, and we're not going to trade Cat. It's too late. The trade deadline's gone. Right? But Cat is, when Brunson is in his Brunson burner, you can't have Cat down there with them because you would draw more defenders to Brunson. So now Cat is on the perimeter, right? And why is Cat on the perimeter? Because historically, he's the best he's the best three-point shooter on the entire team. Historically. This year, not so much. But Jalen Brunson's not shooting the ball from three great this year. So it's to me, Mike Brown has to figure out a level of figuring out how to get natural spacing so slashers like OG can get his dunks at the rim, so that mid-range shooters like Bridges can get his mid-range shots in the mid-range. And for Cat to catch his ball, catch that pass at 8 feet, where all he has to do is catch and do his one move and go to the rim. They're all predictable when Brunson is in the Brunson burner, and now you're asking OG to put the ball on the floor from 25 feet, and then we complain that OG Anunoby can't dribble, right? Or Cat gets that ball from 26 feet, and he dump trucks his way to the rim, misses the shot, complain about the foul, fall on the ground, and we complain that Cat dump trucked his way to the rim, got an offensive foul, fell on the floor, and all these different type things. The main thing we have to do is, if there's a way to do it, because I say this, but I say this knowing there is no easy fix, right? Because you're going to start Cat and Brunson and OG and Bridges together. But how does that offense work together in a predictable way? Teams want Brunson in the Brunson burner because they can defend Brunson with 2 guys and defend the other 4 guys with 2 guys, right? Because if Brunson passes it, that gives them time to recover. Now, Mike Brown was brought here to be the anti that. I hadn't seen Mike Brown fix any of this stuff. Yeah, in game. I am in that contingent of thinking. My thing is, I think Bridges is being misused. I think OG is being misused, and I think Cat is. It's absurd how misused Cat is being. How misused Cat is being misused, man. It's crazy to my mind to think about how you can't put Cat on a box and to move him towards the rim and pass him the ball where he can pin a guy under the rim. That's like what we learned in 6-year-old basketball. Pass the ball to the big guy underneath the rim. I don't understand that. Now, at the same time, I do see a world where the Knicks can be NBA champs, but they have to play more of a style like they played against Houston on Saturday night, where everybody is playing for each other. And it's not about one person's numbers or somebody's feelings. It's all about the team executing together. And Tori, I was going to try to save this for the end of the season, but since we're here, I think maybe one of the worst things that the Knicks ever did was name Jalen Brunson captain.
And his tag is on super swole. He said he can't fit in most rooms. And in game, just so you know, I am literally the president of the Mikal Bridges fan club. I love Mikal Bridges. He
Yeah.
just irritating me right now. And I tell people this all the time. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have got out of that Boston series.
Right.
But we
Yeah.
cannot forget that it was Mitchell Robinson that led Jason Tatum right to him.
Right.
So he didn't win him by himself, but he helped big time.
But it was a team effort, though.
Absolutely. But that particular play that he's talking about, Mitchell Robinson led Jason Tatum right into him.
Yeah.
And was it White? They took the ball from the game before that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was Mitch that led him over there that time too.
Yeah. Fritz Alcindor is in the building. Salute.
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
What up, Fritz?
Fritz, what up, baby?
Hey, what's up? I thought it was a good win today. I don't know.
Yeah, we're excited.
I don't know.
It was a good win.
I don't know. I think if people would, it's just
They
the
smacked the
consistency.
crap out of them.
Yeah,
They
I
did
mean,
as a good team is supposed to do, right? When you go into lesser competition, you're supposed to beat the brakes off of them. And they did just that. So yeah, it was a good one.
yeah, yeah. I think it's just the inconsistency. It's just the inconsistency. Like you don't know what you're gonna get sometimes, but we got 25 games to kind of figure it out. But
yeah,
we're a funny team because like it's definitely in our head. Like whatever it is, it's in our head. It's a talent issue.
So what is it then? If it's not talent, what is it?
I don't think everybody happy. I think a lot of people are looking at Cat and be like, "Oh, Cat is just struggling." You know, certain parts. Oh, he's struggling. I don't think he's struggling. I think he's kind of like protesting. The way I kind of look at it, it's like he can't play the way he wants to play. If I ain't gonna play the way I want to play, he's just going through the motions sometimes.
That's an interesting comment though, because when you end up with 22 and 13,
yeah.
I'm wondering where the protest is at.
No, I think like the other night, like 5 for 5, and that was like first half.
Yeah,
like 5 for 5 in the first half. It's just inconsistent. Like,
yeah.
I think he's just trying to be like, hey, if this is what you want, this is what I'm gonna give you. And I don't think that's the way. Like, instead of the mindset should be like, I need to make this happen. You know what I mean? He's gonna go through the motions. He's gonna do what he needs to do. If it's 30 points, if it's 5 points, he don't care.
So what are those things you're talking about though? And how do we not hold everyone else to that same standard?
What's the what you? I must have missed something. What you talking about?
No, I think there's certain things in this team like you should be going 100. If you're not having a good day, you need to figure it out. And I think some players, I don't think they're approaching it like that. If you're having a bad day, like your effort should be still there, or your urgency should rise. And some of these players seem to be just comfortable doing whatever. I mean, Like if the Knicks, like if you see it, they're having a good day. That good day like continues for the whole game. If they're having a bad day, that bad day continues for the whole game.
And that's what I was saying. Like you went through the whole spiel about their jump shooting team and this and that, and
No,
that's not what
that's
I meant. I'm just,
that for instance.
it's just weird that it always seems to go like they literally roll like a team. Oh, nobody's gonna shoot well. Okay, everybody just off tonight. Like that is just, to me. I don't care if we're a jump shooting team. That don't mean that everybody's shot is off at the same time every time. To me, that's just weird that that happens, and it feels like it happens a lot. I know I feel like I'm exaggerating in this moment, but it really feels like that happens. And I'm like, oh, they just couldn't throw the ball in the ocean. And then I'm like, wait a minute, why couldn't nobody throw the ball in the ocean? Like it did be the whole team at the same time. It's just, it's weird. And I don't think that has to do with the fact that they're a jump shooting team. That just, I don't
Yeah,
know what they're
every
doing.
that's everything. It's got everything to do with it.
But their passing ain't.
Don't think so.
That Chris, their passing ain't.
But where's the proof? Where's the proof that it's not true though?
But where's the proof that it is?
Because I laid out everything. I laid out right. I laid out the fact that your point guard is your primary post scorer. Your point
right,
guard.
Freezy, but I heard what you said.
Right. The point
but
guard.
When your point guard is missing his shots, right?
Scorer in the paint.
And he's still passing, right? And you're getting wide open shots. And you're missing. And the next person is getting a wide open shot. And they're also missing. Everybody's it's not just that their it's that everybody's shot is off at the same time. That's my concern. How come it happens all the time that way? Jalen is off, and Mitch is off. I mean, McCall is off, and OG is off, and Cat is off, and like nobody could throw the ball in the ocean. And it has nothing to do with the fact that the ball is not moving, because they're passing and they're getting wide open shots and they're getting shots in rhythm and they're not falling. It just seems like it happens all together, all at once, a lot.
But you're not.
And I don't see that with every other team.
What you're saying that dudes that want to play now can't play or can't shoot.
Right.
What?
If I'm saying that, I don't understand why they all missing all together.
I don't think they're wide open. Like
you don't see them missing a lot of wide open shots.
No.
If you're alone in the corner by yourself and they pass you the ball and you miss, that's not a wide open shot.
I think there's a difference between someone not being in front of you and you being in rhythm. Like
if the play is right, if I'm pass and I get you the ball in the corner and you wide open and you got time to gather and put your shot up, that's not you being in rhythm. I'm not talking about a shot under pressure. I'm talking about, all right, we got down the court, the ball got passed around, it ended up with you in the corner by yourself, you shoot the ball, you miss. We come back, it goes to the other side. Whoever's on the other side, they get the ball, they wide open, they shoot, they miss. That's not you being in rhythm. If you got time to gather and set up your shot and let it go, I'm not talking about a rush shot, a shot where you have somebody in your face or somebody running at you. I'm talking about you being all by yourself. This was the play. We got you the ball and you missed. And then we came back down the field, down the court, and you did the same thing again. And then we went to somebody else, and they did the same thing. We have had so many games where these guys have had so many wide open shots in rhythm and have missed. And it seems to be all at the same time in the same game. I don't understand why that keeps happening. It's okay for one guy not to be good. It happens. Tonight, I'm off. But why is it that the whole team seems to be off altogether? And I just don't think it's just because they're a jump shooting team. Because we watch other basketball, and it doesn't seem to work like that for other teams. It happens with the Knicks quite often.
Mhm. I mean, how is our defense during that game?
I'm sorry?
How is our defense during the game? They give up
Whose defense?
the Knicks on those games you're talking about. Like our defense aren't particularly that good in those games.
Okay.
I'm more concerned with the defense than the offense.
But we were talking about a jump shooting conversation. This is a jump shooting
Yeah.
conversation.
But I think it's mental. Like if they're not, I think if they're not in a positive mood, like it's all downhill. Like you see it on defense, you see it on offense. I see it on both sides. We look a step slow.
I mean, our defense has been pretty good overall for a nice little stretch. But we still have had in this stretch some really shitty
But what's that
games where everybody's offense was off. I don't know. I just find
I'm
it
a little
weird.
lost about the defensive part.
Yeah, like what it had to do with what we were talking. Yeah, what we were talking about.
I mean, the defensive part is good because we're getting better on defense, but that doesn't correlate to the shooting and the scoring and the like. You. I know you expend a lot of energy to do both parts, right? But all the teams that are elite do both parts. So we're just talking here right now about. But actually, I'm listening because I haven't said a word in a while. To, we're talking about jump shooting, and there is a part, and I agree with both of them, which is hard to do because they see two different things. And what I see is both things because I do agree on the fact that our inside score is our under the rim score is 6 foot, and we want our under the rim score to be Cat. And Cat is our 3-point shooter. But I also see many nights, and it confuses me too. When one person is off, it does seem like everybody seems to be off. And I watched many games like that. Like, damn, did they all do? They drank before
It's
the
just
game.
weird. Like, what are they doing? It was just
Yeah.
weird. Like,
Jay,
why can't anybody hit a basket?
I think Jay shot me the gas just now. Jay, I think you shot me the gas because I think you know. I think you just don't want to say it. Respectfully, of course. You know, I'm not throwing you under the bus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, say what part is that? What part of it?
I think you know that this all comes down to point guard play.
Well, the fact is that I feel that he's at a point guard.
Right.
So the reason why I haven't said anything is because he's not a point guard.
Right.
He's a scorer. Okay. To me, whether people like to see this or not, I really am saying this in real time. Jalen Brunson has Mamba blood in him, but he does not have. Let me give you a good example of a person who could do both. Let's say Jordan played a game, right? Jordan played a game. He would score 30 points. He would grab X amount of rebounds, and he'd probably get about 6 assists. And just throw it in there, he was also first team defense. But Jalen is a offensive machine.
Yeah.
And he's 6 feet tall, which makes it a bit of a conundrum and a problem because when he's dancing underneath the basket to find position, people have to move in order for him to move. Cat, the rebounders. You might see Mitch floating around there because waiting for an offensive rebound. When maybe there is a possibility because he can score usually at will, that he doesn't have a lot of faith in a lot of his teammates. I also think that he's suffering from something from 2 years ago that he still has in his life, which the fact is that he had to do that. And once he became that with DiVincenzo in that run, there was no longer a chance that Jalen Brunson was your point guard. Because he had to do everything under the sun to will that team. And that's why you see other players now coming with him, like Alvarado, or you'll see Bridges have more assists, but far less points than he used to have. So, I'm absorbing all this, but the fact is that man is a 2 guard playing 1 guard, mostly because he's 6 feet.
In the paint.
In the paint.
So even if me and Jay the Chosen One was out on the floor with him and we like to dunk, we can't dunk because if we go to the rim, we're bringing our defender with us towards Jalen Brunson. So now we have to stand on the perimeter and wait and play off Brunson, but we don't know which way he's going to go. And respectfully to Jalen, it's a great thing for him and the team because he can score. Right? But here's some things that maybe we don't look at that we should. And I'm gonna hit Jay Chosen with the antithesis of what we normally like. So advanced stats says Jalen Brunson's usage rate is higher this year than it was last year. Right? His usage rate is higher.
Yeah, it has been for the last 2 years. Yeah.
Right. But his assist total is the lowest it's ever been since he's been a full-time starter.
That's a fact too.
Right now, the thing is, we can blame people for not putting it in the rim when Jalen Brunson gives it to him, or we could say, well, maybe Jalen Brunson as the point guard is not getting these guys into rhythm. Maybe Jalen Brunson is not sacrificing some of his shots to get others in rhythm. I think that could be a part of the conversation. Right now,
right.
Are these guys as good as offensively as Jalen Brunson? No, but on most nights, man, you need about 120 points to win a game, and Jalen Brunson's not going to score 120 by himself. He might try to, but he's not.
Right. I don't think this is a 2-part problem. I think this is a 12-part problem. And that's truthfully, I really do. I think this is a 5-part problem. Okay? This is people not knowing where to go because he's going into the lane on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Wide open sometimes wide open people missing the shot, which then makes Jalen untrusting. Right? And then he says, why? Well, F that. If he's going to miss that twice, I'm just going to dance under here until I can make it in.
I don't even think I think He gives dudes one time to miss, and then he's gonna take the next 10 shots.
You might be right. I was giving benefit of that one too. All right. So, and then they will never get in a rhythm like that, just like they'll never get in a rhythm. Then there's a coaching problem in this aspect with you have other players on the team that could do certain things. Like we want to see what Diawara can do. We want to see what these guys can do. 45 seconds is disrespectful. So there's another problem. Like there's so many different little problems within that scheme that is happening. And then the fourth thing is there is a possibility that they're playing their own basketball. And when they went on that after that players only meeting, they went on a tear.
Right.
Despite Mike Brown.
Right.
And and maybe it's time for another team meeting, right? Because maybe that's what happened. And then there's the fifth thing that and I'm going to add one more after that to go to Fritz's. The fifth thing is, Cat is an excellent 3-point shooter. He's not shooting at the same as he was last year, but I think he was starting to feel himself a little bit too much, shooting them 50-foot shots, and then he started moving a little bit. The man could shoot, and I want him to, especially in that Detroit game, to turn his back and put his hand up in the air and do that. And he's not that type of player. And no matter what I want, he's not going to do it.
But Jay, that's the thing. If you put Cat in the post, right, you're taking the best 3-point shooter off the perimeter and putting him in the post, right? And
right, but we don't always need threes.
No, but I feel you. But let's hear me out on the spacing part. And on the spacing part, right, it's not just about threes, right? You need guys to draw gravity. Gravity is what creates spacing, right? Now, your 3-pointer may create gravity if you're a deadly shooter and your man has to stay on you in a perimeter, right?
Yep.
But then there are guys that can make off the perimeter, and you have to stay in their hip pocket because they're crafty. But the thing I'm saying about Cat is you put Cat in the post, Jalen Brunson shooting on catch threes. He's shooting like 36% on catch threes. He's like not dynamic from catch and shoot threes. Right now, he's a rhythmic pull-up 3-point shooter right now, and he's still only doing it at 37%. Whereas when Randall was here, Jalen Brunson on catch and shoot threes was 48%.
Do you know that's what I've been thinking about the whole time you guys were talking about? Talking to each other?
But the thing is Brunson and Randall didn't work either. It's the reason why Cat is here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this thing is Mike Brown is going to have to. What I think is Jalen Brunson needs a full-time point guard.
I've been saying that for 2 years.
Right. That's what I think. Because when guys can't hit wide open shots, like Torrey B said, stop making them shoot those shots in those spots that they're not comfortable. Create other shots for them. That's what point guards do. Right? Point guards manipulate the defense. They know time and score. They know the pace of the game. They know the personnel of the guys on the floor. They know who's fast, who's slow, who's strong, who's weak. They know all these things. That way they can get their guys layups and bunnies and dunks and all these pick cherries, all of those, right? So guys can get into rhythm. So when it comes to those, they may still not be able to hit, those wide open threes or whatever. But the points they got from other stuff can either make up for it or get them in a rhythm. That's the thing
Right.
I'm
They
saying.
won't always have to shoot either. They don't always have to shoot it. Because they could shoot it and they may hit one or two. Now the guy's looking for him to shoot, and you fake it to him and now he could slash, and you could bounce past it to him.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I mean, I see all that. We're talking more of a Kolick than we are talking a JB, though. We're
I wish
talking
it was a
more.
better player than Kolick, though.
But of course we do. I'm talking like a Halliburton, like
Yeah.
that. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I get it.
Now that would be one hell of a backcourt.
Right. Right. And I've been thinking that the whole time you guys were talking, but I really just wanted to hear how it formulated out because I want to hear everything first before before I said what I was going to say, because I am very frustrated. I am beyond done with Mikhail, but that's probably because of many reasons, many different reasons. The JB, everything we just talked about. I want to consolidate it. Everything we just talked about. The fact that he was not getting in the right spot. He may not be hitting the shots that he wants to take. What happened to that beautiful little run to the center, 10-foot, you know what I'm talking about? 10-foot J that he was making.
Right.
And then defensively, I think that he's taking a step backwards. But there's a lot of moving pieces to a team that wants to win. Our team has been hurt. Our team is playing without a center on back-to-backs. Our team is playing with center with minimal minutes. Our team is discombobulated. Karl Anthony Towns ain't happy. JB has the ball. He is our best. Right, he's our best under the rim player, and he's our shortest player besides Alvarado. And the reason, and the reason possibly that I see your point on this, because I was feeling like Tori, but I was also feeling like Uncle Freezy, because I think when I was getting on Towns, why you always starting on top? Well, he's always starting on top because by the time he gets going down below, JB will either be he'll be looking for JB, or JB will be there in his way or something like that. And he is, if not our best 3-point shooter. And that's where having more big people come in. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't. That's why when you say, okay, Sohan is coming in and this guy's coming in, I think that Cat's 3-point shooting should be more now, because now you have more rebounding. Before that, all you had was 6-footers, 6'3", and 6'5" with 1 6'8" guy. Not having a steady center hurts. There's a few different things. But I'll say this again. We are a half a game out of second in the entire East. And Cleveland blew it tonight, and they had a good lead, and they lost in overtime to Detroit.
Big time. I
Yeah,
watched that game.
Yeah.
They lost. Yeah, and they killed me in other ways, as you know.
That game away.
They threw that game away, and they hurt us in the process of doing it, because that puts us going into the next game in second, or at least no, I think because Boston won. And either way, we're tied for it, right? We have a tie on that area. So there's a lot of moving parts. I think that once I was done with, and then last thing, so I don't forget it. And Fritz, so to not pull your defensive thing that you said, I just wanted to say this. They have created a much better defensive identity, and I think we all say this, that if they were top 5, usually 3, 2, 3, whatever, in offense, and they were a top 10 defensive team, then nothing should stop us from winning the championship. So them getting better on defense is fantastic, but it can't be at the expense of getting worse on offense.
But when you have better defense, it leads to better offense. I was
But it
just talking
hasn't
about
proven that.
our last outside of this Cleveland one,
Yeah.
our losses, we've given up big numbers. Like, and then when we play better in defense, it leads to like fast breaks. It leads to those wide open shots walking into a 3. So I think it is kind of related.
Yeah, it could be related, but not full-time related is what I meant. But yes, they're related. Of course, they're related. Yeah. Everything in the game, I think, is related, right? There's something that happens that will change the course of something that relates to the next move that happens. But
I mean, there's a big difference between taking a shot because you chose it and taking a shot because that's what's there. Like yours, in getting to my spot and shooting it is different than, hey, I'm gonna just shoot it because I'm open. That's a whole different thing. Like the Knicks aren't shooting. The Knicks are jacking up shots. And sometimes they're just jacking at shots because out of necessity. They say, I'm going to shoot this just because I'm behind the 3-point line and we have to shoot a lot of threes. So I'm going to get my numbers up. Or am I going to shoot this shot because, hey, I rotated to my spot and the ball rotated to me and I in rhythm shoot this 3. That's a big difference. Both are open shots, but they're not the same.
yeah,
And I think the passing has been off. Like they're holding on to the ball too much. The whole positive thing was, hey, keep the ball moving. You'll eventually get your shot. And we're holding on to the ball too much. We're holding on to the ball too much.
yeah.
I think the defense has a lot to do with the offense. Because when we're getting easy buckets, cheap buckets, we're getting cheap buckets, a lot more happens. Because if it's a set play and it's half court, Cat ain't doing much. Recently. With Cat's, like, these semi-fast breaks where the team defense isn't set, that's when Cat's scoring. And you get those kinds of things from playing defense. Getting defense, getting out and running, or breaking up a play, taking it another way. Defense isn't set. But if it's gonna be a set play and we got to set up offense, Cat ain't gonna do Right now, he's not doing much.
So do you think that part of our biggest issues is Cat?
No, I don't. I don't think he's happy. I don't think he's happy with the offense. I don't think he's happy with the offense. I think in his mind he's being a good soldier. Hey, I'll do what the coach tells me.
But you said something very interesting earlier. Do you think that he's not
Going through the motions. Yeah, going through the motions.
do you think he's not playing at his highest speed?
No.
So you think Cat he's not throwing the game, but he's not he's existing. He's there, and whatever happens will happen.
Yeah, you ever you have kids. You told the kids like, "Hey, take out the garbage," and he don't want to take out the garbage. He drags that bag off the ground, and it's like, "Hey, I took out the trash, but hey, nah, you're not. If since you ain't into it, you ain't gonna do a great job at taking out the trash." You know what I mean? I think he's doing what the coach told him to do, but he ain't gonna go at 100% speed. He's just doing what he do.
How about Mikhail?
I don't know. He confuses me. It confuses me. Because like days like today, like there was you seen the old Mikhail at certain points. It was like he was locking people down at certain points. Other times you don't see it. I'm not sure if he's not getting his preferred. I'm not at this point. I'm really kind of questioning like if he and OG maybe there's some overlap. You know what I mean?
Right, but you're saying Mikhail's off playing off is completely different than Cat, so.
Yeah, Mikhail, I think he's active, but he's not. I don't think offensively he's as engaged as I'd probably want him to. I'm okay with okay defense if you gave me elite offense, or if you gave me elite defense and you gave me okay offense, but neither elite.
Yeah, I agree with that last thing big time.
Neither are elite. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't think that is the problem. I think that's a what's the word for it? I think that is that's a visible sign.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem is when you force Mikal Bridges at 6'6", 200 to guard point guards every night. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when there are two other players on the floor smaller than you. Right? Two of them. Mikal at 6'6", 200 is the third biggest player on the floor. Right? So you take, say for instance, we played tonight the Milwaukee Bucks, whose point guard was averaging like 22 points, something. Him and Porter were averaging that coming into this game for the last 5 weeks or so, something like that.
Rollins?
Yeah. The light skin kid? Yeah.
He killed me tonight.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm listening.
But so when you have Mikal Bridges guarding him instead of a natural wing player, Bridges is going to be at a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He should be able to guard 1 through 4, but everybody's not going to be able to guard 1 through 4 at the same degree. Like he can guard ones, we see him do it every night, but he's not elite at it. But he's the best at it in our starting lineup. Right? He can guard 2s. He's very good at it. Almost elite at it. He can guard threes up to a certain size. Once threes get to about a couple of inches taller than him, 20 or 30 pounds heavier than him, he has to pass them to OG.
Yep.
He can guard some fours in limited action, right? But
Skinny one.
It's the same for OG. OG can guard Tyrese Maxey. You don't want him doing that all night. You want that to be 7 to 8 possessions. That's it. Right? He can guard Edgecombe. You want him to do that 7 to 8 possessions. You want him guarding Kelly Oubre and Paul George. Right? And you want him to do that on Joel Embiid if Joel Embiid is in foul trouble. Right? Where Joel Embiid can't swing wildly or whatever. You can put OG on him. Right? But here's the thing. 2 things we're mentioning. Brunson's a terrible defender, but a great scorer. And Brunson is also a low post scorer. Right? That's going to eliminate things from your offense. Here's the other thing that we rarely talk about. The Knicks, for the past couple of years, have been wanting to get out and run. Jalen Brunson is not that. Jalen Brunson is not a guard that's going to get out and run the floor. That's not what he's built for. He's a different type point guard. Jalen Brunson is a half-court maestro. He's not a full-court, up and down the floor guy, right? And I know what people will say, well, man, the basketball is round. The floor is the same length every night. It don't matter. It don't matter. It's just like boxing. Some dudes are defenders. Some dudes are boxer punchers. Some are counter punchers. Some are, but they all throw punches. But they're not the same. And Jalen Brunson is not the De'Aaron Fox archetype that Mike Brown thrived with for a stretch, right? And even if, and this is what I was telling Free Keith the other day, shout out to my main man, Free Keith, right? Free Keith, probably somewhere reading an encyclopedia and smoking cigarettes, right? Even
on a fence.
On a fence, yeah, by himself at night, right? But even if we do get out in transition, Jalen Brunson is the slowest guy in the backcourt. He's not faster than Josh Hart or Bridges. So when they pass that ball up the floor, Jalen Brunson is not quick enough foot speed wise to stay with those guys. And do you have an elite offense with Bridges and Josh Hart and Shamet and guys running and Jalen Brunson is sagging behind? No. Jalen Brunson is probably the best scorer the Knicks have had since Melo. Right? Some people think he's a better scorer than Melo. Right? Like it's like, so all these things that we want to do, we have to understand that Jalen Brunson, for his greatness, he also has very stark limitations. Right? He's not going to guard the other team's point guard, him nor Josh. And both are 6'4" and under. Those guys don't guard. Now you're forcing Bridges to guard down, right? And then maintain his offense at the other end because Josh Hart is not a defender nor a scorer. So now you're asking Bridges to fill in these gaps the same with OG. But how do they get their easy offense? Do they get it in transition? No, we don't run enough for our wings to score in transition. We don't fast break enough to see how athletic Bridges is or OG is. We don't run enough. And in the half court, Brunson is in the Brunson burner. Now they can't even cut to the rim. They can't even catch alley. Jay, when's the last time you seen a Knick guard catch an alley-oop?
2000.
J.L. Smith?
I'm about to say so, in that era. Yep, probably him.
JR's reverse.
Right.
Yeah, maybe him. I'm trying to think there was maybe I'll get back. Give me a minute.
Yeah, nah, I gotta do that.
That's his RJ.
That's his RJ. I'll put you on the spot. That wasn't fair.
J.R. Smith.
But I only put you on the spot, right? I only put you on the spot because think about how other teams can get dunks from their guards, and we don't get dunks from our guards. Not in the half court. We don't get dunks from our guards in the half court.
And not never from our point guard. So
and I'm not saying that because I don't expect Jalen Brunson to yam on people consistently. What I do expect though is for us to be able to run some offense so Bridges can get some alley-oop attempts at the rim. For OG to get some alley-oop attempts at the rim. But you can't get that if the ball is already under the rim. Right? If the ball is already under the rim, it's too easy to defend. Right? Yeah. And I'm not knocking Brunson in that sense. All I'm saying is I think we have to understand, like we point out other people's deficiencies. I think we have to point out JB's deficiencies too. JB is not perfect, but he ours. Like when we point out Cat's deficiencies, why are we not pointing out that Josh Hart is 6'4" and doesn't guard guards? Over the years, we've seen Josh Hart guard damn Porzingis. Why is Josh Hart guarding Wemby? And it's not like they get switched. Josh goes to him. Josh wants to guard these guys. Well, you remember the other Jay the Chosen One told me one night. He told me I told you so about 20 times, and all I could think to myself is, Jay, you was right. You remember when you was talking about doing the trade for Pascal Siakam? Remember that?
Yep.
And then we played Pascal Siakam, and he torched Josh Hart.
Yep.
And we're like,
I'm the captain now is the truth. I just want to put that out there. Okay? That's my man. I'm the captain now, and he's the truth.
I understand. I feel you. I feel you. What I'm saying is, but what I'm getting at is we criticize Mike Brown, we criticize Cat, we criticize Bridges, sometimes we criticize OG, but we don't never point out the fact that all these guys have to play a different type game because Jalen Brunson has deficiencies. So the defense has to look different. Jalen Brunson has deficiencies on offense, so the offense has to look different. Same thing for Josh, right? To me, if we point out the stuff that others don't do, I think it's only fair that we point out what everybody does or doesn't do.
Because, I don't disagree with that.
Because, for instance, and think about it, if Josh Hart could defend the point of attack, would we be even having this conversation?
Not really, but he's the one person who brings energy, and you have to have him on the floor. Not because he's so skilled, but
historically, energy guys come off the bench.
Yeah.
But he's a starter for us, and we have to live with that.
Yeah.
So I'm not knocking Josh, and I agree with you. The energy is fantastic, bro. Right? But you got to, if you're a starter, you have to. I almost had a moment where I wish Tibbs was back, bro. I almost had that moment, bro.
I had that moment today. I'm not joking you. I'm not, you just, that's why I'm sitting back and listening. Because I felt everything that Tori said. I felt everything that you said. I even felt the defense thing that what Prince was talking about. I'm feeling all this stuff. And I'm going, I wonder if Tibbs would still only play 7 people, or he would acquiesce because he finally had other people on the team. Or they said, hey, you got your job back, but you got to play these other guys.
No,
either way,
the same thing. He's always going to do the same.
I don't. If Tibbs was here, he'd still be Tibbs. Like
Yeah,
I don't see him being a coach that they can do to him what they do with Mike Brown. It's never gonna happen.
no.
Tibbs is Tibbs, and ain't nobody gonna tell him who he playing on his team. So
Right. No, I agree,
there's
and I
no.
agree with
We're
that.
not
I
seeing
agree
no
with that.
Kolick. We're not seeing no Mo Diawara. We probably Sohan was be way at the back of the. But he like defense, so
Yeah,
Sohan
right. He liked
might have
defense. That's kind
played.
of why I said that.
But Alvarado probably would have got some burn because again he like defense. But
Yeah.
I think that for the most part, once the playoffs came, we still have a 7-man rotation.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something right now.
I'm
He
like,
might have
damn,
he might
what?
have sacked that. He might have sacked that down. Yo,
Nah, he
yo.
wouldn't. No way he would have did it because he had Cap playing like an all star. It's not. He
Yeah,
wouldn't have did
but
it.
he did. He did. But if there was somebody to come in and play some defense, take a rest,
But
buddy.
you know,
Yeah, let
it'd
me.
have been Mitch and Deuce, and then maybe Sohan or maybe Alvarado. They both wouldn't have been getting burned in the same game. Tibbs is
Oh,
just
no way.
Tibbs was a masochist, bro. He's like, nope, you're not playing. You
I'm
know?
telling
He is a
you,
masochist.
I saw
Yeah.
Tibbs
Yeah.
go in Central Park plucking wings off butterflies, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, he is saying this, bro. He don't care. Tibbs is a sociopath, bro.
He's right there right now teaching them how to get into position, the butterflies.
Yeah.
Right now, back up, back up.
He teaching them slides, bro. He teaches
Well,
them slides right now, bro. But I just wanted to say this one thing before we wrap, man, because my voice just had it, yo. But to the defensive point, just want to say this. The team with the best defense in the NBA right now is the Boston Celtics, and they're averaging 107.5 points a game, right?
yeah.
The Knicks, since January 1st, is giving up 107.7 points a game. So, like when people talk about the defensive stuff, just like the defensive stuff, the defense is much improved since January 1st. I think that should be a part of the conversation going forward. Like when we talk about that, man, we got to talk about the offense might be worse, but the defense is vastly improved. Because Boston right now is the number one defense at 107.5. OKC is at 108. And since January 1st, the Knicks have been at 107.7. So
Where are we in totality?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't research that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just going by the most recent stuff. Like if you're talking about like how were we in December and November, March, October?
I'm just talking about most in general, like right now, where we rank.
6th.
In the whole league.
With 6 in defense.
Yeah, what points per game?
That's what we're giving up. 6. It was 6 in the league. That's not. Listen, as long as we can stay in the top 10, it'd be nice if we could get it to like 5 or 3.
Now, do me a quick favor if you're right there.
But you're headed there because we worse than that first. And since January, you're at 107.7, which brought your average down.
Right.
Which means you improved.
Right. You went from 14th to 6th because of that, or 13th or 6th, whatever it was, to 6th because of that. But that probably also changed our offense from like 3rd to 9th.
Why would you assume that? I'm just asking.
By watching the games. We haven't really been scoring off the charts.
Okay.
We had a couple games where we were. I would say right now, with guessing, because I'm nothing in front of me. Yeah. If you say that we're 6 in defense, I'm going to say right now in the league, we are 8th in offense.
Jay, the chosen one is savvy. That's really savvy. See, because the Knicks went from 119 per game in October to 117.1 right now.
Right.
No, that's not bad. I felt like it would have been. It would have been.
It's only one basket, basically.
Right. But that's also putting a lot more concentration on the defense, and also when you and controlling the clock differently and doing different stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been doing.
And I just feel
By
like
not,
some. Oh, I'm sorry, Jay. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Oh no, I was saying by not running and gunning. After you make that defensive stop, you're not just, what we would do before is get that stop and go, and because Brunson flourishes as a half court, and it seems like, like you were saying, everybody's magically missing at the same time. It's definitely not magically delicious. That they they slowed the ball down too. When you play defense, that's part of it. You get the ball, you slow down, you let the clock run, then you get your shot off. So that's what I would say. We are.
I want to point out, if Knicks fans think about this, if Knicks fans notice that OG and Bridges and Cat all miss shots from the same spot on the floor, you know who else knows that?
The other teams.
And they defend it more heavily. This is the spot that they want to get to, and so we're going to just defend these areas.
They've been missing from everywhere, though. It ain't one spot. They be missing from everywhere. Oh, these guys be stressing me out.
I can't take it when you say it, then laugh. It kills me.
Because I have to laugh to keep myself from crying.
Right. My whole life is filled with that. Believe me, I understand that very well.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, so that's all I got, man. I ain't got no more, man. I can't eat. I'm trying to tell everybody, thank you, man. Thank you, everybody, for coming through, hanging out.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The mac and cheese. Mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah. I almost want to trade for that, though. That from the beef and broccoli. But anyway, we'll talk.
The mac and cheese is fire. The beef and broccoli is fire. And for those that know the boot game, if you ain't got no Tim and beef and broccoli, mac and cheese, I don't know what you're doing with your feet.
Oh, if they don't know, if they didn't know beef and broccoli up the top, then they never rocked Illmatic in their lifetime. They never rocked anything. I was thinking you guys the other day. But anyway, I don't want to keep talking. It was a music thing, but
yeah. I gotta do an Echo and Essence at some point, man. So
yeah. One hit wonders. That should be a topic one day. But how good they were.
Yeah. He gonna have his girl Dina Howard right at the top of that list. Girl, right at the top of that list. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
real quick, very funny story. When I started having kids, I got divorced. I got majority custody. Could have had full. I decided on majority, so I hope whatever. I had them like 80% of the time. Now I gotta stop cursing. I'm going to church, bring them to church, and every time I go to curse, I go like I say weird things like laundry.
Yeah.
Shaka Khan, right? So I'm screaming Shaka Khan left and right, left and right. Yeah. All of a sudden, I put the radio on one day, and Shaka Khan comes on. Shaka Khan, me, Shaka Khan, right? And my kids looked up at me and put their fingers in their ears because they correlated it with me being upset. Screaming something, think it was a curse. Oh my God, that's a real person. I said, yes, honey, it's a real person. She's a great singer and the whole thing.
That's my heart. That is my heart. And Jalen Brunson, I'm sorry we don't have the Lawrence Tears hats. I'd love to get Jalen one. But we just don't have him in a size 13, bro.
Jalen Brunson, yeah.
Like legit. Like we got him in like 7.5, like 7.25, like 7.25, 7.5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 7 3/8. But man, 13, bro. Yo.
Right. Yeah. Uncle Breezy had to sew two hats together, Jalen. So
I know. We gotta keep it snapped back open. So keep it snapped back open.
Yo, leave my little big-headed favorite pickup in Lifetime alone.
As long as he don't headbutt nobody, be straight, bro.
You know what? I wish he would start headbutting people. Maybe other people get out the way.
I told somebody what you said on the phone from the other day. I think it was earlier today. I told somebody, I was like, Jada Chosen once said, Jalen Brunson run like a grown toddler. Because it's Jalen Brunson head. That's why you get dreads all over the place.
Look. His dreads be moving, he be running like this.
He was like a grown toddler.
That is a real live bobblehead.
Your man was bobbling that head today when he caught that tag. He was mad as hell.
Yes, he was. He sure was. Oh my Jesus! Yeah, he definitely a toddler, man. It's funny as hell.
I mean, thank you everybody for coming through.
Absolutely.
Good night, people.
Yeah, good night to the chat, y'all. Good night, everybody.
All right.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is